गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नारायणा नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायशव भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नष्टकी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय जगत गुरु शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, शिला गुरुदेव महाराष्ट्र गोस्वामी महाराज की जय, भगवत गीता टीच की जय, श्रीमद् भागवतम पुराण की जय, नेक्टर ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शंस की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। हरे कृष्णा dear devotees. First of all, thank you very much to His Grace Amrish Prabhu, Her Grace Purna Pragya Devi Dasi Mataji, and His Grace Krishna Prabhu for organizing these wonderful classes and giving me chance to share my realizations. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for the opportunity. Hare Krishna. Jai Shila Gurudev. Jai Shila Prabhupada. So, we are discussing Nectar of Instruction, text 1. So, I'll just share the screen. I think not host yet, so Prabhuji will give me the permission, but meanwhile we can recite the verse anyway. If you do you have Nectar of Instruction with you, then I will recite first. Vacho vegam manasah krodha vegam jivha vegam udrupastha vegam etan vegan yo vishet dhiraha sarvam apimam prithvim shashishyat. A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the action of anger, and the urges of tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world. Okay, so is there? Yeah, Hare Krishna, Pradyum Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Dolly Mataji. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, Purna Prajna Mataji, and Krishna Sautan Krishna Prabhu for training us. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam jivva vegam udarupasta vegam etan vegan yo vishahet dhiraha sarvam apimam prithvim sasisha. Translation: a sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the actions of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals, is qualified to make disciples all over the world.
Thank you. Very good. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Dolly Mataji. Thank you, His Grace Amrish Prabhuji, His Grace Purna Pragya Mataji, His Grace Krishna Sanatan Krishna Prabhuji for training us. Hare Krishna. Vacho vegam manasah krodha vegam jiva vegam udara prastha vegam etan vegan yo vishet dhira sarvamapi mam prithvim sasishyat. Translation: A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demand, the actions of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world. Hare
Very
Krishna.
nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Divanshi Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Sanjeev Prabhuji, Dolly Mataji, and Amrish Prabhuji, Buddha Pragya Mataji, and Krishna Samapan Krishnadas Prabhuji for conducting and organizing these classes. Vacho vegam manasah krodha vegam jiva vegam udarupastha vegam etan vegan yo vishahit dhiraha sarvamapi mam prithvim sashishyat. A sober person who can tolerate the mind's demands, the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the actions of anger, and the urge of the tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Thank you, all the devotees, for your very nice recitation. Vacho Vedam Manasa Krodha Vedam Jiva Vedam Nadoprastha Vedam Etan Vedani Yavishadadhiraha Sarvam Apimam Prithvim Sasishya. A sober person.
Hare Krishna, Mother. Sorry. Just sing this verse again, but don't make it into a song. Yeah? Don't make it in the tune of a song. Sing in the meter. Yeah? Thank you.
Vacho Vedam Manasa Krodha Vedam Jiva Vedam Udro Prastha Vedam Etan Vedan Yo Vishedadhiraha Sarvam Apimam Prithvim Sasishya. A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demand, and the actions of anger and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genital is qualified to make disciple all over the world.
All right. Thank you. Well, so we have here Hare Krishna, Supan Prabhu. Are you there?
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you, Sanjeev Prabhu.
Thank
Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam jivha vegam udaropastha vegam itana vegana yo vishaheta dhiraha sarvam apimam prithvivim sashishyat. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the actions of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice. So, yes. So last week we have discussed Srila Prabhupada's book, Purport, and we had discussed about the different Vegas, all the 6 kind of these Vegas, urges. That's how they created. They created because we are materially identified with the body, and that's why these urges have been created, and we fall victims to these urges and suffer. So now we will study further as Srila Prabhupada are explaining more about urge to speak and tongue, belly, and genitals. So we will read the purport further. So I'll just share it. What version on translation and purport by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada, Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, yeah, we stopped here. So who's there? Need a volunteer to read? Who's there? Yeah, Hare Krishna. Om Prabhu. Yes, Hare Krishna. You can see you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Am I audible, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
When we refer to the urge to speak, we refer to useless talking, such as that of the impersonal Mayavadi philosophers, or of person engaged in fruitive activities, technically called karma kanda, or of materialistic people who simply want to enjoy life without restriction. All such talks or literature are practical exhibition of the urge to speak. Many people are talking nonsensically and writing volumes of useless books. And all this is the result of the urge to speak. To counteract this tendency, we have to divert our talking to the subject of Krishna. This is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, verse 10 and 11.
Right. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, so we'll look at the verses a little bit later. So we'll just discuss what's the points Srila Prabhupada explained in this para. Here, Srila Prabhupada are saying that materialistic people who simply want to enjoy life without restrictions. So actually, when we see nowadays that nobody wants to be told off, or restricting. So, and restrictions are seen as old-fashioned, or suppression. So modern society, people wants to enjoy without any restriction. And this is actually demoniac. I remember as we have listened the class by His Grace Amrish Prabhu last Sunday, that about on the unborn child. So the more we want to enjoy, the more we get demoniac. More we become demoniac because we want everything without any effort. We want because everything is done for the sense gratification, and that make us kripana. We discuss about that point. Kripana is a miser, So the karmis work for results because they work for something to gain, That's why people call it karmis because they work for fruitive actions. And there was a word for kripana phala hetava, the misery, the miser person, those who desiring fruitive actions. Kripana phala hetava. So actually, the materialistic person, or nowadays in modern society, people become kripana. They're misers. So unrestricted sense gratification, and that take us further down and down, into the dark ignorance. So Srila Prabhupada are saying here the useless talk and literature is practical exhibition of usage to speak, which is part of unrestricted material enjoyment. So now we can see those references Srila Prabhupada referring here from Srimad Bhagavatam, which talks about the about this urge to speak, and Guru Maharaj also given very nice classes on those verses. So we'll see on those. Yes, Praveen.
Ayatvataschitrapadam Hare Yasho Jagat Pavitram Pragani Takarshit Tadvayasam Tirthamushanti Manasa Nayat Hamsa Nirmantyushik Kashya. Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by saintly person to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows. Since the all perfect persons are inhabitants of the transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there.
Yes, Prabhuji.
That तद्वाग्विसर् तद्वाग्विसर्गो जनताग्विप्लवो यस्मिन् प्रतिश्लोकम् अब्धवती अपि नामान्यन्तस्य यशो निक्तानि यत् श्रवन्ति गायन्ति गृह्णन्ति साधवः. On the other hand, that literature which is full of descriptions of the transcendental glories of the name, fame, forms, pastimes, etc., of the unlimited Supreme Lord is a different creation, full of transcendental words directed toward bringing about a revolution in the impious lives of this world's misdirected civilization. Such transcendental literature, even though imperfectly composed, are heard, sung, and accepted by purified men who are thoroughly honest.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, so
Prabhuji, that word is Shrunuvanti.
Shunumant. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please correct that point. You should be careful.
Yes, Prabhuji. I'm just going to recite it again.
Means hearing.
This one, yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Okay.
Shruvanti gayanti grananti sadhavaha. Yes, Prabhuji. So these two verses, it's very important verses given referred by Srila Prabhupada. So Nayad vachaschitrapadam hareryasho jagat pavitram praganita karhichit tadvashayam tirthamushanti manasa nayatra hamsa niramanti usikshkashayaha. Translation, Prabhupada Jagatguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by saintly persons to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows. Since the all perfect persons are inhabitants of the transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there. So I'll read points from Srila Prabhupada explaining in purport, and then we will discuss the point. Srila Prabhupada are saying, mostly the market literatures which attract men of the crows categories are literatures containing refused remnants of sensual topics. They are generally known as mundane talks in relation with the gross body and subtle mind. They are full of subject matter described in decorative language, full of mundane smiles and metaphorical arrangements. Yet, with all that, they do not glorify the Lord. Such poetry and prose on any subject matter is considered decoration of a dead body. Spiritually advanced men who are compared to the swan do not take pleasure in such dead literatures, which are sources of pleasure for men who are spiritually dead. These literatures in the mode of passion and ignorance are distributed under different labels, but they can hardly help the spiritual urge of the human being. And thus the swan-like spiritual advanced men have nothing to do with them. Such spiritually advanced men are called manasa, also because they always keep up the standard of transcendental voluntary service to the Lord on the spiritual plane. This completely forbids fruitive activities for gross bodily sense satisfaction or subtle speculation of the material egoistic mind. So here Srila Prabhupada are pointing out about these useless talk and urge to speak, how we can control it. So Srila Prabhupada said that materialistic people who simply wants to they want to enjoy, you know, and the Paramhansa, we call it Paramhansa, the people, the devotees of the Lord, they are different than these materialistic people. They are compared to as crows, crows. They go to the, where all the rubbish dumps are, all the crows are gathered together there, and it's like a pilgrimage for them, for the crows. So because they are attracted with those stale, smelly food, But other hand, the swans, they go to nice clear water, where they gather. So it's two different, two different birds. So their mental attitudes are different. So the passionate fruity workers like crows, they take pleasure in wine, women, and places of sense gratification. But swan like Hamsa are seen in natural scenic beauty, transparent reservoir of water and lotus flower. So pilgrimage for crows are such kind of places and mundane literature. And Srila Prabhupada are saying that these kinds of literatures as like a decoration of dead body. Like in West, they decorate the dead body very nicely before the funeral. And but what is the use? Because the spirit soul is gone. So the living force is not there. So it's just it's dead body now. But they I actually seen long time ago in the news, one person in America, he used to like his Harley Davidson, and he died. And what they done, they just put his dead body on the Harley Davidson, nicely decorated and everything, and buried him like that with the Harley Davidson. So it's like decorating of a dead body. So what's the use? So these are the compared with the modern literature, they just more aggravating our urge to, different urges, materialistic urges, that we have bodily urges. So they just aggravates that. And so it's a totally, the Hamsa and the crows, they are totally different mental attitude. So Paramhamsa take pleasure in glories of the Lord. That's what explained here. As I explained, as I mentioned, that His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj gave very nice class on these two verses. Maharaj said that where no glories of the Lord, that is like rubbish dump. And Maharaj gave the example of microwave. The microwaves we have in our houses. So microwaves, there is a crow word in it. So that is that is because Maharaj gave always those practical examples. So Maharaj stressed on this, that the words glorify the Lord, which can alone sanctify the atmosphere of the whole world. Then how can we leave the holy name of the Lord? Because we do not have faith. We have to hammer ourselves to increase our faith. And in Shikshashtakam, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains that Nam Nam Kari Bahuda Nij Sarva Shaktis Tatrapita Nyamatah Smaranena Kala, means, O Lord, your holy name alone can render all benedictions to living beings. Thus, you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda, and in these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. And I'm so unfortunate that I don't have attraction for them. So this is the prayer Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us, the Shikshashtakam. So the holy name of the Lord is such powerful that any Lord's name, Lord Krishna, he invested all his energies in the names. So when we chant holy name of the Lord, we get purified. So these literature, the mundane literature, they are the pilgrimage for crows. So we shouldn't be indulging in them. Although we are bombarded with all those literature, novels, comics, magazines. It's everywhere. Nowadays on the internet, different websites. So social media. So the print media is sort of fading away. The internet is there. So all these engagements, it's different, what you call, in different type of um, uh, abstractions. They sort of take us away from what we really want to focus on. So we should rather study our scriptures, and 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 focus on our spirituality. So, and the second verse, yeah. Tadvag visargo janataga viplavo yasmin priti slokam abdhavati api namni anantasya yasho ankitani yat shravanti gayanti granti sadhavaha. Translation, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. On the other hand, that literature which is full of descriptions of transcendental glories of the name, fame, forms, pastimes, etc., of the unlimited Supreme Lord is a different creation, full of transcendental words directed toward bringing about a revolution in the impious lives of this world's misdirected civilization. Such transcendental literatures, even though imperfectly composed, are heard, sung, and accepted by purified men who are thoroughly honest. And I'll just read a point from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, it is a qualification of the great thinkers to pick up the best even from the worst. It is said that the intelligent man should pick up nectar from a stalk of poison, should accept gold even from a filthy place, should accept a good and qualified wife even from an obscure family, and should accept a good lesson even from a man or from a teacher who comes from the untouchables. These are some of the ethical instructions for everyone in every place without exception. But a saint is far above the level of an ordinary man. He is always absorbed in glorifying the Supreme Lord, because by broadcasting the holy name and fame of the Supreme Lord, the polluted atmosphere of the world will change. And as a result of propagating the transcendental literature like Srimad Bhagavatam, people will become sane in their transactions. So Srila Prabhupada is explaining here that first the ethical instructions, that pick up the best from the worst. Anywhere we find best, we should pick up the anywhere if you find anything good, we take it. But the devotees of the Lord, or the Paramhansa, they are above that. They always observe in Krishna. So in this second verse, the main point Srila Prabhupada mentioned that it is a qualification of the great thinkers to pick up the best even from the worst. So this is the quality of Hamsa. You might have heard about the Hamsa, the swan. He separate the milk from water and take only the milk. That's the qualification, or the quality of Hamsa. So the main point is that we cannot become mauna or speechless. That is unnatural, but we can purify our speech by glorifying the Lord. And conditioned soul like us, attracted by these karmis, materialistic thinkers and jnanis, they just talk, but materialistic plan fail, and we get frustrated and angry. It is like chewing, and your mouth is get tired, but nothing is satisfying your stomach. So your stomach is empty. So this useless talk is like this. In the end, it will make us frustrated. So you must have also heard a lot of jnanis, or a lot of people, they give talk, or or motivational speakers or that sort of thing, it's just an empty talk, means you can't, like, they just, it's like chewing. Your mouth is tired, but nothing in your stomach. It's nothing substantial, nothing, it's not going to, they're not going to change your life. Our hearts get purified when we are performing the devotion service, different services, different processes, the process we follow. And in that process is um, uh, different things we do, like chanting, chanting is one, and then we do worshipping, arti, offering, reading scriptures, sharing our realizations, realizing, sit and think and meditating upon it. So that is, yeah, that's sort of those. This is all comes under a devotion service. So that is the main points of these two verses, that the difference between crows and hamsas, their mentality, and the literature. If it's grammatically discrepancies in there, but if it's glorifying the Lord, it's all perfect. So, is any question or any points you want to be clear so far? All right. So, yes, so we'll read further.
The
Yes.
conclusion is that only when we talk about devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we can refrain from useless, nonsensical talk, we should always endeavor to use our speaking power solely for the purpose of realizing Krishna consciousness. As for the agitations of the flickering mind, they are divided into two divisions. The first is called avirodha priti, or unrestricted attachment, and the other is called virodha yukta krodha, anger arising from frustration. Adherence to the philosophy of the Mayavadis, belief in the fruitive result of the Karmavadis, and belief in plans based on materialistic desires are called avirodha priti. Jnanis, karmis, and materialistic plan makers generally attract the attention of conditioned souls. But when the materialists cannot fulfill their plan and when their devices are frustrated, they become angry. Frustration of material desires produces
Yeah.
anger.
Yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, so here Srila Prabhupada mentioning those points that we discussed that earlier about anger, this avarodha priti, unrestricted attachment. And when that is doesn't get fulfilled, then the virodha yukta krodha, anger arising from frustration. So the frustration of material desires produce anger. This is about the anger, we discuss elaborately about the anger, how anger comes, and referred from Bhagavad Gita verses as well. So we'll read further. Yes, Prabhu.
Similarly, the demands of the body can be divided into three categories: the demands of the tongue, the belly, and the genital. One may observe that these three senses are physically situated in a straight line as far as the body is concerned, and that the bodily demands begin with the tongue. If one can restrain the demands of the tongue by limiting its activities to the eating of prasad, the urges of the belly and genitals can automatically be controlled. In this connection, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, शरीर विद्या जाल जाड़ेन्द्रियता है काल जीवा फैले विषय सागरे तारा मध्य जीवाती लोभो लोभो माया सुदुर्मति ताके जेठा कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ा दयामय तारी बारे जीवा जय स्वप्रसाद अन्न दिलो भाई से अन्नामृत खाओ राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमे डाक चैतन्य निताई.
Yes, so this is the prayer we sing before honoring Prashadam, you know. So yeah, Sharirara Vidya Jal Jayendriya Tahe Kal Jive Phile Visheshagire Tar Madhe Jivati लोभमय सुधुमति ताके जेठा कठिन संसारे कृष्ण बड़ा दय माय करी बारे जीवा जाय स्वप्रसाद अन्न दिलो भाई सही नाम रीता खाओ राधा कृष्ण गुण गाओ प्रेमे दाके श्री चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय. So this is in Bengali, so it's a little bit difficult for us, but yeah, this is the prayer we sing it before honoring Prasadam by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and let's read the translation.
O Lord, this material body is a lump of ignorance, and the senses are a network of paths leading to death. Somehow or other, we have fallen into the ocean of material sense enjoyment. And of all the senses, the tongue is the most voracious and uncontrollable. It is very difficult to conquer the tongue in this world. But you, dear Krishna, are very kind to us. You have sent this nice prasad to help us conquer the tongue. Therefore, let us take this prasad to our full satisfaction and glorify your lordships, Shri Shri Radha and Krishna, and in love call for help of Lord Chaitanya and Prabhu Nityananda.
Yes. So here, the bodily demands begin with tongue. We actually discussed that before. Srila Prabhupada mentioned this point that tongue, belly, and genitals are in straight line. So it's all start with tongue. And Srila Prabhupada said that in one restrains the demands of tongue by eating prasadam, the urge of the belly and genitals can automatically be controlled. And reference given here is the prayer that we sing before we honoring prasadam by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Dear Krishna is very merciful and sent this nice prasad to help conquer the tongue. In modern days, when people have very less time for studying and listening scriptures, prasadam is another way to attract people, because prasadam is mercy of the Lord, you know, and it can change people's heart. So, however, distributing Krishna Katha with prasadam is very effective. And in Hare Krishna WECAN programs, we also distribute prasadam, but also with the dose of kirtan and Krishna Katha or Krishna philosophy. So as Srila Prabhupada said, that if one only accepts prasad because of its palatable taste, this is or too much, is also false prey to trying to satisfying the demands of tongue. So main point is to control our senses and change our habits. So here everything is about restrictions. And as we discussed before, that we don't like restrictions. You know, nobody wants to be like restrictions, especially nowadays. That's why the families also gone nuclear, because in joint family, you have a lot of restrictions. But if you're living separate, I'm living with my freedom, you know. So anything unrestricted is unrestricted enjoyment make us demoniac. That's the very good point that I was meditating upon from last week. That it makes us demoniac because we want everything just for our enjoyment. No sacrifice, no what you call hard work. So because there is no alternative to hard work, neither in material world nor in spiritual world. We have to do hard work and leave the results to Krishna. So that is the main point here. So we can control our tongue, belly, and genitals by honoring prasadam. Restrict ourselves with prasadam. So yes. Sorry. Before we go further, is any question or any comment so far? No. All right. Right. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Sorry, I didn't see your hand. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. So you told us the point about that even for prasadam, if you are taking too much, that point you were mentioning to me.
Yes. I
So,
actually, yeah, that will come next in the Shilp Path Purport in next
okay.
paragraph. Yes,
Yes,
we'll
I just
discuss
wanted
about that.
to, yes, I wanted to like elaborate that point. Want to know more.
Yes. So let's read the next para and then we'll discuss on that. Actually, Om Prabhu also asked the last week the question that if he wants to eat something palatable and then offer to Krishna, that point also will come. So let's go and read it.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
There are six kinds of rasa, taste. And if one is agitated by any one of them, he becomes controlled by the urges of the tongue. Some persons are attracted to the eating of meat, fish, crab, eggs, and other things produced by semen and blood and eaten in the form of dead bodies. Others are attracted by eating vegetables, creepers, peanuts, or milk products. But all for the satisfaction of the tongue's demands. Such eating for sense gratification, including the use of extra quantities of spices like chili and tamarind, uh, tamarind, is to be given up by Krishna conscious person. The use of pan, harit, haritki, betel nuts, various spices used in pan making, tobacco, LSD, marijuana, opium, liquor, coffee, and tea is indulged in to fulfill illicit demands. If we can practice accepting only remnants of food offered to Krishna, it is possible to get free from Maya's victimization. Vegetables, grains, fruits, milk products, and water are proper foods to offer to the Lord, as Lord Krishna, himself prescribes. However, if one accepts prasada only because of its palatable taste and thus eats too much, he also falls prey to trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us to avoid very palatable dishes even while eating prasad. If we offer palatable dishes to the deity with the intention of eating such nice food, we are involved in trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. If we accept the invitation of a rich man with the idea of receiving palatable food, we are also trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, Canto 6, chapter 6, verse 227, it is stated.
We will read that verse next. So we'll discuss about the points from this para. That is pan making. not pan, you know, the pan in India, people eat pan. Yeah, so they have different like different stuff in it, betel nut and all other. So all other intoxicants or stimulants also prohibited, you know, as Srila Prabhupada, tea, coffee, you know, pan, LSD and all that. That's the hard substances, but even the other stimulants also, they all comes in category of intoxication. So that is forbidden because as a Krishna conscious person, um, a devotee only honors or accepts the remnants what is offered to Krishna. And Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Puspam Phalam Toyam, Yoma Bhakta Prachati. So with the devotion, with the love, what devotee can accept, offer Patram Puspam Phalam Toyam, and all the grains, preparation, milk preparation, they all comes under that. So we can offer to Krishna and then accept it. So as Srila Prabhupada said, some people are attached to, you know, meat, flesh, or made of semen and blood, you know, all those people eat that sort of food. But on other hand, people are vegetarian, they also eat milk preparation, vegetables and all that, but also for sense gratification or their taste tongue, no offering to Krishna. So that is also not very good. So we are not, you know, vegetarian or non-vegetarian. We are Krishnatarians. So devotees are Krishnatarians because they accept what is offered to Krishna. So another point was that as Pradyumna Prabhu also asked about if we take too much. So obviously, although it's prashadam, you know, but atyahara should be there. There will be in the next verses, you know, comes atyahara prayascha. So in a controlled way, we should accept, not overeating. If we do overeating, it's going to affect our health anyway. And another point was that Om Prabhu asked that if we want to eat palatable food or palatable dishes, and we offer to Krishna, but in reality we want to eat it. You know, the consciousness is making of that food is for our sense gratification, not offering comes secondary. If that consciousness remains for long period of time, all the time, that is problematic. That is not a devotee's attitude. Obviously, for a start, as we discussed the last week, obviously for start, we start with that. But slowly, when we understand why we offering, why we doing it, and we get purified by chanting, doing services, studying, then we understand why we doing it. No, we increasing our attachment to Krishna. So that offering of bhoga is for Krishna, not for our sense gratification. So that's sort of balance. Like for a start, that's okay. We all engaged in devotional service, but consciousness needs to be changed. Like when we grow, and no overeating. That also is because obviously prasadam is very palatable. Devotees like, you know, because our movement is fasting and feasting, you know, on festivals. It's a lot of preparation is done for offering to Krishna. But in the end, we need to focus on our sadhana and see why we, you know, if we overeat, then everything is, we get lazy, we get health problem as well. So I hope I answered that question, probably clear that point, Prabhu, or is any other angle to it, if you wanna?
Yes, so I was thinking, Prabhuji, that like prasadam is spiritual, it is not material thing. But still, because of our unrestricted enjoyment tendency, we get problems from it. Like if I eat too much, even prasadam, I'll still get health problems. I was thinking about that. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, because prasadam is mercy of the Lord. There's nothing wrong with the prasadam. The wrong is our tendencies is wrong. our propensities to enjoy or get more and more, that tendency is a problem. Prasadam is not a problem. Prasadam is there. Prasadam is because obviously we're going to offer very first class preparation to Krishna. We don't want to, Krishna is the owner of everything. So from our side, we try our best to give first class, offer first class to Krishna. But yes, so that's the point. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Om Prabhu, is that clear, that the question that we about last week?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Pretty clear that it depends on our consciousness that what if we want to eat, that's we want to eat, not we want to offer to Krishna.
Hmm.
So that's where we are, doing sense gratification.
Yes.
That's what I understood.
Yes, Prabhu. Because the process is the same. Process is the same. Paramhansas also follow the same process, but the consciousness is different. We also engage in the same process, offering to Krishna, doing chanting, doing everything, bhakti yoga, but our consciousness is very contaminated at the moment. So we engaged by the causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, we got these processes. But this process is process is a goal as well, bhakti, devotion service leads to devotion service. But it is the consciousness gets purified and purified, different. Yes. All right. Thank you. We'll go next. Oh yeah, we still got 6 minutes.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Madam.
I have just one small question.
Yes.
I was just thinking about this, that since you mentioned that we're not supposed to offer anything to Krishna just because we like it, and all the prasadam should not be devoid of our likes and dislikes. So I was just wondering, as aspiring devotees, or even like just like in our head, should we even have like our own likes and dislikes when it comes to food? Like in the first place, like it's a very like normally people around us have like, okay, this is the kind of food I like and this is the kind of food I don't. So is it even at the first step, is it even right for us to have those likes and dislikes in that sense?
Yes, Mother, we all have likes and dislikes, and this is the mind's, mind's demands. Okay, I like this, I don't like this, this is that. In regards to the food, it's not different. We also like, is anything else, like if we say, oh, I don't like this, who are we to judge? We don't like this, But when we offer to Krishna, yes, as I said before, that we tried our best to offer to Krishna first class preparation, But if we don't, that's why Krishna says patram puspam phalam toyam, So if you don't have very big like chappan bhog capacity, you can offer, flower to Krishna. You can offer simple fruit to Krishna. So our dislikes and likes is also comes in the same category. So it's like then we putting Krishna's offering is secondary, because I like this, that's why I want to, and it's the same category. But I would suggest that I think it's a question to ask to His Grace Amrish Prabhu for end of the class as well. So maybe you can write down that also. We can have discussion elaborately. And His Grace Amrish Prabhu, I will request him to put more lights on it. All right, Mataji? Yeah. So I think our time is up. Yeah, our time is up now. I think, oh no, it's 3 minutes. So we will stop here, and it's very big purport, and each points are very important points for this stage. We need to understand, go thoroughly, so we can everything is clear. I know that it's like it's very sometimes some concepts are very far out. We cannot do or cannot follow all of it. That's why we discuss and how we can go about it, how we can do it. So yes, so I will stop here. Thank you very much, all the devotees, and thank you, His Grace Amrit Prabhu. So before next class, I think we should take a couple of minutes break. I think if Amrish Prabhu is there. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. 2 minutes left, so we can stop here, or?
Yes, just give us 5 minutes all the time. So you may finish 5 minutes before.